There are a lot of BlueEyes fusion monsters, and it makes sense, right? BlueEyes White Dragon is by far one of the most iconic cards in all of Yu-Gi-Oh!, and Konami has continued to give it support throughout the years, and a lot of those support cards have been fusion-based cards. In today's video, I wanted to go over all of the BlueEyes fusion monsters and try to figure out which one was the best in competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! I do want to mention that when I say best, I don't mean the strongest attack points or the best effect when it's on the board. You also have to factor in how easy the card is to summon. How reliably can you bring it out in a duel? And when I say BlueEyes fusion monster, I mean a card that either specifically lists BlueEyes White Dragon as one of its materials, or a card that uses another BlueEyes fusion monster as its material. So we're not talking about cards that can be generically summoned by using a dragon monster, because those aren't exactly BlueEyes fusions. They're more just dragon fusions that could be summoned using a BlueEyes. So we're going to talk about a lot of cards in today's video, and then I want you guys to let me know in the comment section below which one you feel is the best BlueEyes fusion monster in the entire game. If you guys enjoyed today's video, make sure to give it a like to help out that all-powerful YouTube algorithm, and also make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. We're going to go in chronological order here, so let's start off with BlueEyes Ultimate Dragon, released all the way back in 2006 as a Shonen Jump promotional card. Obviously, BlueEyes Ultimate Dragon is very iconic. It's featured in one of the most hype moments in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime, so a lot of people like this card. It is a big fan favorite. In competitive play though, BlueEyes Ultimate Dragon hasn't been great outside of one specific situation. With Cyberstein, you could pay 5,000 of your life points to special summon one fusion monster from your extra deck, and BlueEyes Ultimate Dragon was one of the options that people played. Admittedly though, BlueEyes Ultimate Dragon wasn't even the most popular fusion monster to summon with Cyberstein. Cyber Twin Dragon was a lot more popular, but this one did have a lot of attack points. Now there were ways to summon BlueEyes Ultimate Dragon if you really wanted to. Dragon's Mirror, for example, was a great option, but if you were playing Dragon's Mirror, you might as well try to summon 5-headed dragon, which had a much better effect and 500 more attack points and a lot more defense. BlueEyes Ultimate Dragon did technically see play in Necroz's extra decks as a card to send with Necroz's Kaleidoscope, but it basically was a placeholder. You could pretty much play any level 12 monster. It didn't really matter which one you used. Regardless of how competitive or not competitive BlueEyes Ultimate Dragon was, it is still obviously one of the most iconic cards in all of Yu-Gi-Oh!, right up there with BlueEyes White Dragon. Pretty much everyone knows about this card, and it's even popular with non-Yu-Gi-Oh! Players, which I think is a testament to how cool the card really is. Released later on in that same year, we got Dragon Master Knight in Yu-Gi-Oh! Ultimate Edition 2. Dragon Master Knight is a level 12 light dragon fusion effect monster with 5,000 attack and defense. It takes Blackluster Soldier and BlueEyes Ultimate Dragon to summon. Must be fusion summoned. This card gains 500 attack for each dragon monster you control except this card. Now on paper, when this card is on the board, this card is a strict upgrade from BlueEyes Ultimate Dragon. It has more attack points, and it can gain more attack points if you have dragon monsters on your board. Now people did try using fusion substitute cards to make summoning Dragon Master Knight easier, and while that did work on a casual level to some extent, in terms of tournaments it wasn't quite consistent enough to see play. You would have a deck filled with a lot of random cards. The fusion substitute would probably be used as the BlueEyes Ultimate Dragon, which meant you had a deck that had BLS plus these fusion substitute cards plus the polymerization type cards, and that made for a very inconsistent deck without a big payoff. Dragon Master Knight is a very cool card. It's obviously a combination of two cards that a lot of people like, but it wasn't quite good enough compared to the other cards available back in 2006. While BlueEyes decks continued to get more support throughout the years, we'd actually have to wait 10 years before we got another BlueEyes fusion monster. BlueEyes Twinburst Dragon was released in 2016 out of Shining Victories. This is a level 10 light dragon fusion effect monster with 3,000 attack and 2,500 defense. This card takes BlueEyes White Dragon plus BlueEyes White Dragon to summon, and it says must be either fusion summoned or special summoned by sending the above monsters you control to the graveyard. Cannot be destroyed by battle. This card can make up to 2 attacks on monsters during each battle phase. At the end of the damage step, when this card attacks an opponent's monster, monster, but the opponent's monster was not destroyed by battle, you can banish that opponent's monster. One of the reasons that Blue-Eyes Twinburst Dragon is so good is that you don't have to play Polymerization or Dragon's Mirror or any cards like that. All you need to do is summon 2 Blue-Eyes White Dragons, and then you can immediately bring out Blue-Eyes Twinburst Dragon. This is made even easier by the fact that while Blue-Eyes Alternative White Dragon is on the board or in the graveyard, it counts as Blue-Eyes White Dragon. So Blue-Eyes Twinburst Dragon is very easy to summon, a lot easier to bring out than any cards we've looked at so far, and it has a pretty good effect, especially by 2016 standards. Now admittedly, this card was not a staple card in every single Blue-Eyes deck in 2016, but it was quite popular and it did top a lot of events. It was one of those cards that was a tech option in different players' extra decks. It wasn't a card you would necessarily include in every Blue-Eyes extra deck, but if you had like one extra spot, you'd probably consider playing Blue-Eyes Twinburst Dragon over almost any other tech option. 2 months after the release of Blue-Eyes Twinburst Dragon, we got Neo Blue-Eyes Ultimate Dragon in the Yu-Gi-Oh! The Dark Side of Dimensions movie pack. Neo Blue-Eyes Ultimate Dragon is a level 12 light dragon fusion effect monster with 4,500 attack and 3,800 defense. Unsurprisingly, this card takes 3 copies of Blue-Eyes White Dragon to summon, and it says at the start of the damage step, if this card is the only face-up card you control, and this fusion summon card attacked, you can send 1 Blue-Eyes fusion monster from your extra deck to the graveyard. This card can attack again in a row. You can use this effect of Neo Blue-Eyes Ultimate Dragon up to twice per turn. During either player's turn, when a card or effect is activated that targets a Blue-Eyes monster or monsters you control, you can banish this card from your graveyard, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy that card. Compared to the original Blue-Eyes Ultimate Dragon, this card is obviously a lot better. It can attack up to 3 times as long as you keep sending Blue-Eyes fusion monsters from your extra deck to the graveyard, and you can very easily set up that graveyard effect by obviously sending a copy of Neo with another copy of Neo. Probably the biggest issue with Neo Blue-Eyes Ultimate Dragon is that it does require Polymerization or Dragon's Mirror or one of those types of cards to bring out. In Duel Links, they solved this issue to some extent by giving you a skill that put Neo Blue-Eyes, Twinburst, and Ultimate Dragon in your extra deck, and from turn 3 and onward, you can reveal 2 copies of Blue-Eyes in your hand to add a Polymerization to your hand. And that was very good because it meant that you didn't have to put Polymerization in your actual deck. The game would just give you a copy. So while Neo Blue-Eyes was not very good in the TCG, in Duel Links it is pretty good even right now if you are playing a Blue-Eyes deck. So it does have that going for it. Finally, that brings us to Blue-Eyes Alternative Ultimate Dragon, released in the 2019 Gold Sarcophagus tin, so this card is only a few years old. Blue-Eyes Alternative Ultimate Dragon is a level 12 light dragon fusion effect monster with 4,500 attack and 3,800 defense. It takes 3 copies of Blue-Eyes White Dragon to summon, and it says your opponent cannot target or destroy this card with card effects. Once per turn, you can target 1 card your opponent controls, destroy it. If this card was fusion summoned using a monster whose original name is Blue-Eyes Alternative White Dragon as material, you can target up to 3 cards your opponent controls instead. This card cannot attack the turn this effect is activated. So while it's on the board, this is probably the best Blue-Eyes fusion monster. However, like I said at the beginning, it's not only about how good a card is while it's on the board, it's also about how easy it is to summon and how reliably you can bring it out in a duel. And with Blue-Eyes Alternative Ultimate Dragon, despite having a very powerful on-field effect, it is pretty difficult to bring out in comparison to other boss monsters that modern decks play. Yes, we have Polymerization and Dragon's Mirror, but other decks have ways to negate those cards, and that makes Blue-Eyes Alternative Ultimate Dragon pretty inconsistent. One way that you can play this card, though, is with Waking the Dragon, a card that can special summon this thing right from your extra deck without having to use Dragon's Mirror or Polymerization, or really without having to even play any Blue-Eyes cards at all. It's very similar to how the original Ultimate Dragon was cheated out with Cyberstein. Now we have Waking the Dragon cheating out to Blue-Eyes Alternative Ultimate Dragon. Now this isn't the most popular Waking the Dragon target, but it is a very good one, and it has seen some competitive experimentation. That being said, unfortunately, outside of Waking the Dragon, Dragon, Blue Eyes Alternative Ultimate Dragon hasn't seen that much competitive play. So what is the best Blue Eyes fusion monster? Well, in the TCG, I would probably say Blue Eyes Twinburst Dragon because it was played at competitive events in actual Blue Eyes decks, and I would say that Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon would be a close second because while it did see play, it wasn't the most common card to bring out with Cyberstein, and it didn't really see competitive use in a Blue Eyes deck, unlike Blue Eyes Twinburst Dragon. In Duel Links, I'd probably say it's a tie between Twinburst and Neo Blue Eyes White Dragon. Both of those cards are very good in Blue Eyes decks in that game. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Let me know in the comment section below which Blue Eyes fusion monster you think is the best out of all of them, and make sure to tell me which format you're talking about, TCG or Duel Links, or maybe even the OCG. I'll see you guys later though. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.